Okay, now welcome again in 2024. Now we want to start by lesson 13 this time round, where we are going to configure PostgreSQL. Remember last time we were downloading PostgreSQL. So in this case, we will be setting up a database server in PostgreSQL. So I would like to assume that you already downloaded Postgres. If you didn't, check out the previous lesson for more details. So now we can go straight to the starting. On the start button, locate PgAdmin and PostgreSQL and open it. Remember, you don't have to separately install PgAdmin. Fortunately, PostgreSQL includes this for us in its package for free. So PgAdmin is installed by default when you install PostgreSQL. So this is the interface that is going to appear when you open. So let's go to the start button, locate under the programs, locate PostgreSQL. Postgres, don't know which version you are using. For me, it's version 14. So you'll get PgAdmin. Click on it, and now you'll choose your version when you reach there under PostgreSQL. Then the next step, when it opens, we are going to create a database, as I'm going to show you here. So this program takes some time to load. It's a database server that we are going to set up so that we can continue using our program Visual Code to code for our website. Web development is a very large and wide viewed, where you have to know several things, both backend and front-end. We started with the front-end, which is simple, and we have gone to backend now. This is the interface that we expect when it opens, and we'll be going to databases to create, and then choose database, and then that is how we create a database. We'll also define the name. For me, I will use db test for the main purpose of testing, and then I will be creating another database for the project after this, so we can proceed. I'm still waiting for my PgAdmin to open, so it's almost there. So I'm just waiting for a few minutes. It's going to be ready, and then I can proceed from there in creating the database, because remember that we are setting up a database server so that when we code, we can be sending our data to the server. Now look at this one. It has opened and it is asking for password. So this password is the one that you used while installing PostgreSQL. So you put this password and then click OK. This is the master password. Then when you click OK, it's going to open like this, and then you go to servers. Once you click there again, it is asking for the same password. Repeat the password you inserted in the first place. Click OK, and then boom, it opens, loads PostgreSQL 14. We have databases. Go to databases, and you go to databases, you will see the database that have been created here. We have two databases, Site1 and Postgres. Then you right click on the database, go to create, then click database, and then type the name of the database. The owner here is Postgres. You remember you are going to be using this one in our Visual Code. Now you save the database. So the database is going to be added under the list of databases that you have there. That is how it is created. Yeah, you type the name of the database there, and then you save. Then you can choose any name that you want for your database. Now after creating the database, navigate to schemas and click tables. You realize there are no tables yet. Here we won't be creating tables directly to the database. Instead, we will be using Visual Studio to create tables for a database. So if you have if you have no knowledge about PostgreSQL, don't worry much, because you are not going to be interacting directly with the PostgreSQL. So when you go to DB test under schemas, you will see that there is this section where you have tables. When you click there is no table. You can choose to create a table direct if you want to deal with the PostgreSQL by default, but we are not going to do that. We are going to be creating our tables from the coding part of the PostgreSQL. Now let's go to the coding part of the Visual Studio. Now let's go to the Visual Studio. So get back to your code and then open a project with the Visual Studio Code. Remember, we are done setting up the Postgres part. Now we want to go to Visual Studio so that you can connect it to the database that you have created. So this is how it opens, and then after it opens, we are going to navigate to the settings.py, where we will find databases, and then set up the database so that we can connect it to the backend, where we are going to connect to the PostgreSQL database that you have created. So go to settings, and scrolling downwards here, you will see in databases. There's database somewhere here. You can see this one here. So we have the default one, as I said here. You'll see that the default database here is SQLite 3. SQLite 3 is the database that is default. Yeah, that is the one that Django automatically provides us, so that you can use it. But this is not efficient for large applications, or application where you need large database. So if you use SQLite, you can immediately connect Django with this database after migrating, and then without installing any tools or software, because SQLite stores data in a single file and no server is required. But not what I'm looking for. The professional one I need is PostgreSQL, the most recommended database for Django. So the most recommended database for Django is PostgreSQL, and this is the one that I want to configure and connect to, so that whatever I'm doing for the database is going to be saved in the PostgreSQL. So we are going to add various things here, and name, we are going to add the database name, the one that we typed here, db test. Then user, we will have a database username, the PostgreSQL. We have the username. When you are creating, you will see the owner there, that is the user, the owner of the database. That is the one we are going to use there. And then we have user, that we have password, database password. We also have a database password, the one that we are using to log into the database. Then we have host, then database host. In development stage, you use local host or IP address, which is 127.0.0.1, also which is available. And then we have port. The port is the default one, which is 5432. This port is usually shown when you're installing your PostgreSQL. So this is how it's supposed to look like after you set up the connection. So let's go to Visual Studio. So we are going to change the engine from SQLite 3 to PostgreSQL, and then the name to db test, user to Postgres, password. You'll put your password database. In this case, I will put mine later. So now on Visual Studio Code terminal, install a module by running. We have a module that is required here. For some cases, your database might not work if you don't install this module, so you need to make sure you install it. PsychoPG2 is supposed to be installed. So for this case, I think I can type this
So sometimes when you type django.db.backends.postgresql, you also add .psychopng2, or you may not add it and it still functions. So if your database does not connect well, you can add the psychopng2 after installing the module. So by doing this, we are done connecting Django with the PostgreSQL. The reason why I have not changed my configuration under the settings is that I'm going to change them, but I need to change the database. I'm going to create a new database with a different name. This is just for testing, and then when I create a new database, I will add it, I will connect it, and then we proceed with the program to the end, because we are going to do this program until we host it. So let me make these changes now. So this one, you remove PostgreSQL, you remove SQLite 3, and then you put PostgreSQL. Then the name is supposed to change to the name of the database. As I have said, the name of the database in this case is db test. After every line you put a comma, so don't forget to put the comma. So type here then db test within the quotes and db test. Then you also add other things like user, password, and all that. We type here, we have the things that you're supposed to add here. We have password. Leave it there. For this case, I am not going to show you my password. I will be showing you later. We have host, and then you also have the user, which I have not typed here. I'm going to type the user here, which is between the name and the password in that order. So you fill the user, the password, the host like this. You have the user Postgres, the password, and then the local host, or you can even use an IP address. So this way, in this case, you have it here, the space, then you type this user here is the small letters Postgres. Then we have a password. I have a password for the database, but I'm not going to leave it like that. It's supposed to be in quotes, and just going to leave it like that. I'll be adding it. For your case, you're following me, you should put the password that you used when you're installing the Postgres, the one that you have used when you are opening the Postgres. That password, the master password, the one that you're supposed to type here for it to work. Then localhost is the host that you have. So that is the lesson for today. We're starting this year with this lesson, and pardon me for not being consistent. I have taken some time to prepare this lesson because I was busy with other things. I was looking for that option to get time to upload this video for you. So this case here, we have forgotten to install the psychopng2. So you just type at the terminal pip install psychopng2, then you will wait for it to be installed. So requirement is already satisfied. I already installed this one previously. So for your case, it might be taking some time to download, and then it installs, and then this will enable your program to connect to the database successfully. So like this, you have connected database successfully. Connecting database is something very simple, but it might take you 1 year or several months to understand it, and that is how it is. So thank you. See you in the next lesson, which is coming up very soon. And thank you for following me. Keep on subscribing, liking, and viewing my videos, and I'll appreciate.
very much. May God bless you.